Trevo, Africa 2020. Trevo. Trevo Africa 2021. Unite.
Trevo is going to dominate the continent of Africa.
As one Trevo, one force throughout Africa. Ignite the power of Trevo. Rewrite your stories to put you and many others on the extraordinary pathway to wellness and prosperity. Trevo Africa. Your time is now.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
You're welcome to today's edition of our Trevo Africa event. Thank you all for coming. I already see a number of people are here. I'm sure more people will be joining us. And it's really, really great to be here. These are exciting times around the world. For us in Nigeria, we know there are other people from other countries as well, so we will not dominate the conversation. But it's really great to be here. It's exciting times also in Trevo. I see the Cameroon team. Hello there. I'd ask everybody to please mute their calls. Just mute your audio. We'll have one or two people speak. Okay, thank you. Everybody was muted. Thank you. Okay, so great time, like I was saying, great times around the world, great times or interesting times. You know, we've come through many challenges, I'm sure all of us as individuals and as a company, definitely, because the company is only, you know, a collection of everybody. here and all of our Trevo people around the world. So, we're together. We're innate together. So it's great to be here. And immediately, we'll just go right to the program. Today we have with us two people who will share testimonies with us. The first person is Mr. Anthony, and he's he's going to be speaking to us from here. I mean, from Lagos, rather. And I would like to introduce him right away. Mr. Anthony, please.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Thank
Good
you.
morning. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Good day, everyone. Also.
We can hear you. Thank you.
All right. All right. Thanks for the invite. Um, my name is Anthony. Actually, I'm from Delta State, Nigeria. I come across Trevo many years ago, but 10 years ago, I was interested in it when I met a friend, Mr. Godwin, that introduced me to Trevo Group, and I tested it. At first, I thought it was a miracle, but so let me give it a second try again. Let me see if truly this kind of thing is existing, which I did. And I was impressed. I called a friend of mine that said, there's something that is happening to me. Actually, I don't really know what's that, and I don't really know how it felt or meant. I just feel like I'm a supernatural person. He said, how? Then I told him, Trevor. He shouted, he said, wow. So he's been waiting for that thing for very many years. He has been searching for it and he has not seen it. I said, wow, it's with me here. Then I brought a bottle out because normally in my bags, I normally carry one of it. I brought a bottle out and I said, this is it. He tested it. To my surprise, it bring 10 good people. They are looking for it, and most of them based in Festac. Some at Lekki. So he said, if I can be getting this for them, they are good. I told them, you people should join. They said, okay, they will join. Not until something slipped out from me. So I said, I lost Mr. God with the contacts. Even the madam, then I was not really around. So I left for many years. But then my friends, all of them were still asking, Trevor, Trevor, Trevor. I said, I was far, but I will try. Anytime I went there, say, it's not a phone call or something like that. So I called somebody. Can you give me Susu person's number? He said, yes, which they gave me Madam Esther's a number. The truth of it is that I feel good. Even my sons, for 3 years, my sons were taking that Trevo. I have not had anything about headache, body pain, unless maybe they went to church or play or use something to hit themselves. Daddy, I have a scratch here. But something like sickness, something, nah. So after those years, when I left, I start experiencing those things. Today, my son would tell me, Daddy, my body is hot. Even when I get the slide of it, I notice the guy is very sick. So I said, God, I have to go back now to Trevo, which I immediately, but luckily for me, along Apapa area, they sell that Trevo. So I went there those days to give to that lady to sell for me. So when I went, I told her, I need Trevo. He said they have. I'm a good customer to them. I can take. When I buy, I give to them. I said, okay. I took one bottle from them. After taking that bottle home, So let me just, it's not been long. I tested it with my children. Let me just try it again. To my greatest surprise, Jesus Christ, I don't know how to say it. My son said, Daddy, I like that sweet. He called it a sweet. I said, you like the sweet? He said, yes, I like that sweet. I said, okay, I'll get it for you again. He said, okay. I went to the fridge. I brought again. I gave them the cup. As I was giving the cup, not knowing that my son have told the other one, the other of my son, that one came. He said, Daddy, I need that sweet too. I need that sweet too. I said, okay. After giving them the sweet, my brother, what I noticed was, he said, I'm coming. That I'm coming. They finished it. They said it was sweet. I have to rush back to our papa to collect another bottle. After collecting that bottle, I called Madam Esther. He said it's not available now in Lagos. That if I want to order, I order from Ibadan. I said I will wait. I'm just waiting. As soon as I get them, then so they give me green light that it is okay. Okay. To be frank or to be plain of the issue that Trevo, I don't know if it is my body, but everybody I come across with that I give that thing always asks for more, telling me they want it. Most of them will tell me there is no money, but give it to me. I will give it to them. Believing when they get money, they'll give. It's not the money that I'm telling them, but I'm showing them that this thing works for me. If it can work for me, it will work for them also. And which they tested it and they said, yes, it works for them. Some bring the money. Some will tell me, the money is not yet ready. I said, no problem. As long as he did that thing. The only reason why I said, okay, I will participate is a woman that called me that said, somebody introduced that Trevo, that they said I will have that Trevo, that it needs this Trevo and it needs 6 bottles. I said, for now, it's not around, but as soon as it's available, I will let her know. And she said, no problem. The person that introduced her to me said, I'm good in bringing Trevo. I said, okay, I'm not good in bringing Trevo, but I'm a member. And if he wants to be a member also, it's an open door for everybody. And she said, as soon as her husband comes, she will let me know. I said, no problem. So the whole issue is this. Trevor, I don't know the weights and how the grades I will use to go to upgrade that supplement is very good. And my advice out there is that, Jesus Christ, if everybody that is not yet in it should please, it's very good. Even in your times of you don't want to exercise, you don't want to go out, take Trevor. That was what I noticed. I'm a pot belly. But if you can see me now, Trevor reduced it without even me exercising. It's not that in the morning I take Trevor, I avoid food. That was what they said. As soon as you take Trevor, you avoid food. When I avoid those food, in the morning I notice my pot belly start going down. Formerly, my colleague will say, to be frank, my name now in my office is Trevor. Believe me, that was what they called me in the office. Anthony Trevor. That's my name now in my office. That was why when I called Madam Mesa that I wanted, she was asking me, welcome back. I say yes, but she don't understand why I'm coming back. The reason I'm coming back, she never knew that I was collecting from those places. I don't really know they are distributed, they refuse to tell me. Those places that I normally go and kept my own for sure. When I went there, I collected. Now, as I'm telling them, I'm owing them too, but I want to give them money. They say, no, don't give us money. No. As soon as they bring it, you bring our team back for us. We can't collect money from you because where you were then, you were bringing for us. So why will we collect money from you? I said, thank you very much. That was the main reason I said, Trevor is very okay. And my testimony goes to Trevor. Thank you. Thank you. It's very helpful for me, my family, and my friends. So I said, thank you. Thank you. More grace, more honor, and more blessings to Trevor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Anthony. What a powerful testimony. Thank you. It's amazing how, there's always someone out there And there's so many people really out there who are meeting Trevo for the first time, or just they've just been here and then they kind of got busy life, and things just took their attention, and then they stumble on Trevo again, and they can't believe. Uh, it's just amazing to hear this kind of things, and people are really excited about it. I think sometimes there's a tendency to, uh, just something that you get all of the time. And we literally have a product that is without equal on the planet. And so, you can get used to that. I know how that is like. It's like people, everybody from time to time, people travel to destination cities, right? You go to Sydney, you go to Melbourne, you go to Singapore, you go to Los Angeles, and places like that, Florida and New York. But people leave there every day, right? And so it's just another day to catch the bus and catch the train and hustle and get food. And somebody's like, oh, I'm here. So, but then from time to time, you stop and smell the flowers. Those of us who are in the company, we never lose sight of what we have. We know we have a truly precious thing, and it's just a real blessing to be part of this. And our mission is to take it around the world so that everybody can have the opportunity to experience it for themselves. So thank you so much for that, and it's really exciting to hear your testimony. Yeah. Next person is Sister Esther, Sister Essay. She's
Yes, I'm here.
make sure she's here. Oh, okay, excellent, excellent.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay,
Yeah.
so would you please take the floor? Thank you.
Good morning, how? I mean, good afternoon. Yeah, my name is S.A. Blessing Awature. I live in Lagos. I'm a human rights activist, and I got to know about Trevo from the advert on Facebook and Instagram. So a friend of mine introduced me to Trevo some time ago, but I did not want to buy in because I was thinking maybe Trevo was one of those old supplements that I used to take, where there are tablets. You have to take three tablets, about 9 tablets in a day, and the tablets are so big and awful that sometimes I get pissed off and I abandon them somewhere without them working for me. So I got to meet Mr. Adebisi on Instagram, and we started chatting. So he was telling me about the advantages of taking Trevo, and me, I'm on the big side, trying to lose weight, and I had some other complications like BP, edema, a lot of it, and some pains. I fractured one of my legs for over 15 years now, and I've been having pains on the leg. So I started, and the first week of starting this Trevo, I noticed that the first thing I noticed was that I started losing weight. My belly line, my tummy line, my edema leg, my very swollen legs that sometimes I can't even wear shoes, got flat. I said, wow. I climbed on the scale, and I was now, just for 1 week, I lost 8 kg. I said, this is a miracle, without exercises or without going to the gym or anything. So I was grateful. Again, I continued. I ordered for another set. And you won't believe it, my BP became normal. I stopped taking my BP drugs just like that. I said, no, this one will not just go down like this. And I'm enjoying drinking it because it's not like those drugs that I used to take that gives me serious problem and all that, where I'll start throwing up sometimes when I take the drugs or do some other things and some of the drugs, some of the supplements do give me reactions that I don't understand. But with Trevo, it's just like honey. And when I take it, I feel comfortable. I take it in the morning and I don't eat till 12. And once I take it, once I drink the Trevo, I feel something walking around all my body, from my head to my belly to my toes, and everything just stayed normal. And This is almost my 3 weeks gone. You won't believe it. My oedema is gone. My swollen legs are gone. I'm beginning to lose weight on my belly line fast. And my BP is normal. All my BP drugs have not been taking anyone. Man, this is a miracle in a bottle. So I do. I want to thank Mr. Adebisi, and I want to also thank the Trevo team for for letting me know this. If I've known this all this time, maybe I wouldn't have been on those drugs, those healthy drugs I used to go to the hospital and take from now and then. This is a miracle in a bottle. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that testimony. It's sometimes we're torn between being surprised and not being surprised when we hear some of these things, because we've heard truly amazing things from people through the years, and when we hear news stories, we know sometimes it's just amazing what you hear, and at the same time, we know that because what would happen if you were healthy, right? The body is designed to heal itself of many conditions. It's designed to function optimally, like any other machine, right? It's just that the body is such a much, much more powerful, much more intelligent machine than any a human could build. So what would happen if we were in good health, if we if we ate right, if we were all well fed and nourished, our bodies would take care of themselves, right? And so that's what happens. So while in Trevo, we never make any claims that Trevo cures this or that, but it's not surprising when people begin to feed right and they begin to nourish their bodies with Trevo, then they get all of this kind of results. The difference between a day-old baby that you can hold in one hand and a full-grown man this size, all of this is everything went in through the mouth. Everything, all of it, none of this dust stuck to my body because I was walking around in the streets or any of that. Everything went in through my mouth. Um, and so it stands to reason that for every one of us, we either heal or heal or destroy our bodies by what we ingest. And that's what Trevo is here to take care of. So we thank you so much for that testimony. We have one or two others, but we'll just give we'll give opportunities for other people to testify in the future, to share with us the experiences in the future, and we'll go forward from there. Next, I have a few thoughts to share with you all, and then Mr. Stevens, our president and CEO, will be speaking. Everybody there are probably a few first timers here, but everybody who's heard Mr. Steven speak before knows that it's always a treat to hear from him. He's been in business a long, long time, and he always just shares with us from just different perspectives so that we're able to move forward with our business. So it's always it's always something that we look forward to. So I'll be done very quickly and get out so that you can listen to Mr. Stevens. Well, today I just wanted to talk real quick about dealing with change in business. There's a conversation we're having in Nigeria right now. And as with any, conversation around business, it is possible that sometimes, everybody's got a real strong opinion about something or the other. And, what it comes down to for me is that we're navigating change. And now the thing with change is that, we've heard so many things about it. Some of them have become cliched. I like to say that cliches are cliches because they're true. People have said it over and over and over and over again. Most of the time, those statements become cliched because they're true for the most part. And so when we hear that progress is impossible without change, because, like Bernard Shaw said, progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything else. You know that things like that show that we will always, I mean, it's a part of our lives. It will happen in different aspects, personal lives, public lives, businesses, spiritual lives. For those of us who are spiritual, we know that, or religious, however we describe ourselves, that there are milestones even in that. What you thought you knew, you grow in your understanding. And it's also the same way with anything we're learning. And if we didn't want to accept that, the last year has shown us that everything can change really quickly. It's almost impossible to anticipate, to have anticipated the way that the world has changed in the past year alone. And so we all have to be ready for it. It will come. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And it's important to have coping strategies for it. A sailor was asked after, I like to tell this story, it's possible I've said it to some of the people in Nigeria, was asked after many years of ocean going, when he was retiring, and they had a party for him, and they asked him, well, what's the one thing, if you had to give one bit of advice about just something you've learned from your many years of working the seas and traveling the seas and going around the world, what is the one thing that stands out to you the most? From people you meet, the cultures, the ocean, whatever it is. And he said, without hesitation, that, well, I've always lived by the philosophy that no matter how rough the seas are, they will always quieten, they'll always calm down. And no matter how calm the seas are, they will always become rough again. So an experienced sailor knows that you can't, you cannot, if you have calm waters, you need to prepare all the same, because it will get rough. You have rough waters, you shouldn't jettison everything on board, because you know that the seas will quieten again, whether you're here to see it or not, right? So I think that's a great philosophy to live by, to know that change will always come and we need to be ready for it. So in our own context, we need to think, what do we do when the customer that used to buy 60 bottles a month, or 5 bottles or 200 bottles, stops buying? Mr. Anthony shared about people who always want from him, and that's amazing, and that's something that many people in this business have experienced, or in any other business really. And you're rebuilding your business, but what happens when people you depended on, because that's kind of how you in any business, you have regular customers, but what happens when those people don't buy as often, or they stop picking up your calls for personal reasons that maybe have nothing to do with you, right? What happens then? What happens when the place you used to go and maybe sit, you kind of had a spot? I knew somebody who used to go sit at a very at a mall in Lagos, and she literally had a huge invisible net, and then she just brought in people, and that was her own path to success. We've known people who have attracted people in their clubs, in their neighborhood association, at their workplace. There's somebody who used to work at the IRS, and he just literally brought everybody there. We've known people who have just different religious organizations. But what happens if those people cease to patronize you because of all sorts of things going on in their lives? What happens if you had a phone that you really depended on for all of your advertisements and all of those kind of things, digital marketing, to reach out to people, and you lose that phone? What do you do? What do you do when you're just getting by, managing your life, and another child or two comes along and you didn't really plan for them? right? What do you do when exchange rates swing so wildly, and your shipments that you have planned exactly how, you know, you're going to sell the product, how much the profit would be, how much you know, how to take care of whatever business it is that you're doing. Um, the shipment comes in more expensive, you had other prices, you know how those kind of things, but what do you do then? What do you do when a company um, makes a shift in its business outlook, or when it changes a compensation plan? So some of the comments we heard lately, and I want to address this forthrightly, is that, you know, a lot of people are having, you know, difficulty adjusting to the plan. And so the thing with that is that we see it as change that is necessary, and it's been carefully thought about in consultation with so many other people. And so there will be changes. If we don't change as a company, the landscape has changed. You know, somebody was asking this past week about selling on the streets, that, you know, our business is now seems to be about selling. And I said, yes, that's what it's about, because no business survives without selling. So selling is the way to go. The thing though is, while this person is insinuating that the streets are like, you know, like, well, are we hawkers now walking around and chasing cars in traffic? I say, well, what you fail to understand is that the streets has changed. The streets is social media now. You hear young people talk about, what's the streets talking about today? Live from the streets. This is hot wisdom from the streets, that kind of a thing. The streets has changed, you know, and so that's the thing, that the landscape has changed. People are approach network marketing differently now. People approach everything really differently now. And so we need to get ahead of it as a company. And in the process of that, there will be a lot of back and forth and understanding and explanations and clarifications and all of those kind of things. But we need to understand that change is inevitable. And one of the ways to deal with that is to, as as individuals, because this would happen anywhere, is you need to prepare for change before it happens, right? Before it happens. And even though it's impossible to prepare for every, you know, to anticipate every possible situation that can happen, it's really about a mindset of preparedness, more than the very things that you do to prepare. So, for example, if you were prepared that your house might get robbed, you might have had a knife or a bat or something to defend yourself, but it might prove useless in the face of impending danger or attack. But it's the mindset of preparedness that is more important. So while other people have lost time thinking, over processing, over analyzing, feeling sorry for themselves because of a change that has happened, you've already moved on mentally so that you can start uh, you know, dealing with the change, right? So it's important to settle this in our minds, that change is inevitable. The landscape changes, the environment changes, our exchange rate has changed. This has happened, you know, at different levels in other countries. In Nigeria, it's been incredible. When I joined Trevo, our exchange rate was 165 to the dollar. Uh, Today, we're talking 500 plus. You know, sometime in the past week or 2 weeks ago, we were looking for 518 for something. I personally sold, you know, some money that, you know, I had at over 500 some 2 weeks back, right? So these things will happen. And what it means is that there will be widespread societal changes on the basis of that. The most important place to win the battle is in our minds. Everything else is secondary. You can go buy a shoe and then you can haggle for the price about the you know, of the shoe. You can try to buy a plane ticket and you can haggle. You know, you can go back and forth and go between different you know, airlines to get different prices and compare or whatnot, but it's really in the mind. You deal with school fees, it might be increased, you deal with whatever else it is, but it's really in the mind that we deal with our changes. And then when it happens, we adapt, we shift, and we continue. And where it's, where there's anything that we need to do to it, then we can, we can dialogue and all of that. So for people who do not understand the compensation plan, and in any country, please continue to talk to your management, talk to your business leaders. Unfortunately, in some places, some business leaders might not understand it either, or they might understand it but not be in the best position to be able to explain it to you. Reach out to the countries, to the country offices directly, and people can show you how the business works. We keep getting people who say, well, I don't get it, I don't get it, I don't get it. Because, and they say, well, you want us to just go and be marketing, we want to build. And I say, we use building as a synonym for enrolling. That's building. Enrollment is a part of building. Sales is another part of building. We have to keep selling. And so that's why the focus right now, or a major part of the business right now, is building the sales culture. And in fact, it's part of why the current promo that we have right now, it's helping us to, and I hope everybody's seen that that promo. We've advertised it quite some in Nigeria. It's helping us to be able to get out of our comfort zones, to start advertising. Some people just don't want to have, some people like to do the offline thing. We've had people in Trevo who say, well, look, I'm an offline guy. I come directly, I conquer you, nobody can stand against me when I'm talking to you. I will close that deal. And that's great. And offline will always be there. But online is where you leverage your business. I mean, just now, Sister Ase, she spoke about meeting at ABC. At ABC is Rahim, Mr. Rahim in Lagos, right? That's the person she said she met online. And many of us here, I'm sure if I give everybody the opportunity to speak, we'll talk about how you met people online. And so that's the way. While we continue to do the traditional forms, we need to scale up real quick. We need to leverage on online business. And that way, we'll be able to move forward really quick, adapt to what the world has given us. What if we go into another lockdown? In some countries, in Nigeria, where we're still very free, right? But in some countries, it's still very heavy, as some of you know. So I won't belabor that point. Another thing, the other thing I wanted to mention as advice for many of us who are actively pursuing this business is, even though network marketing requires very little startup capital to literally own your company, it's actually very advisable to start working towards, and some of us already have this in place, but some other people don't see it as a business target. You need to have a working capital, right? If you started any other business, you would have a working capital. You would have business that you use seed capital, of course, to start the business, and then it goes and you continue to manage your funds. Well, but in network marketing, a lot of people don't see it as business enough to decide that there needs to be some money set aside. And depending on the level that you're playing on, $500, $200. I realize I'm talking to different countries right now, but when you have a working capital, and I suggest for enough to buy some, depending on what level you're playing, 6 bottles to maybe 12 bottles of Trevo and some other selected products, Shape Shield, RP3, Youth, all of the products we've got, FP3. When you're able to buy that, you can fulfill orders on the go. And I know that because times are hard, the temptation is, you sell, you make a return, and you go sell. And some people are able to keep that. But as you do that, I encourage everybody to save. towards a working capital that you dedicate like you would in any other business, a working capital that you dedicate to your business to be able to turn around orders. That way you won't be stranded, because talking with a lot of coaches is part of what happens. You know, they're trying to have a product, they have a customer who wants product really urgently, they can't fulfill it. Customer says, well, bring the product first. And they say, well, you know, I have to get it out of the office after I pay. Ooh, it's just a bad time right now. If I had some money, I'd do that, but I really don't. Well, you can't, you know, in serious business, continue to do that. So if we take our business very seriously, we would set aside some money. I suggest enough to buy some 6 bottles, maybe 12. Maybe if you're really doing business and you're supplying, you know, maybe big organizations, maybe governments, and people have some big business going on here. We have people who buy some 200, 300, 150 bottles, you know, in some months at a go. They have huge clients, and those products keep going. They come back, they're not hoarding it. They come back and they buy it next month or the month after, right? So I'm saying if you're playing on that level, you should have working capital on any level so that you can sustain your business. And finally, is not related to what I've been saying, but something that should be a whole topic in itself. And that's originally what I wanted to talk about, but I'll just keep it very brief. It's about integrity in business. Integrity in business. There will be many opportunities, in quotes, but really they're not opportunities, but temptations to exaggerate, to to say things the way that they're not. And I get it, we're in a showbiz business, but that's, by the way, our primary business is giving life-giving product to the world to make sure that people have this product. So it's, as you know, it's in the marketing model, you know, that, and really everybody in any kind of business, when you're advertising your product, you know, you show up, you say, well, it's got this, it's got that, it's got the bells and it's got the whistles. But I ask, because I've seen it happen a lot. We've seen it a lot online, and we've seen it with other companies, and we laugh at them. It's so obvious. People know when you're not telling the truth. People know when you're exaggerating. A lot of people do. So it's important to be very integrous in all dealings in how we describe our product. If they say, well, does it do this? You need to be clear about what it does and what it doesn't do. People want to have the honest information so they can make informed decisions. And of course, that integrity spreads to other things like how finances are managed and how we, you know, deal with the customers and their money and all of those kind of things. But I'm speaking especially in terms of advertising our product. You know, we need to speak the truth always. And that's all I need to share with you. I'm confident that with some of these things, if we put them to heart, we will be able to move forward with our businesses. Accept, embrace change, and be integrous in your business. And without further ado, I'd like to bring on Mr. Mark Stevens, our president and CEO. Mark, when will you be 25?
Not for a long time. I'm still way up there.
Right.
I was just telling my sister yesterday, I said, don't mention my age. Don't even utter it out of your mouth, because I will accept it.
Right. Thank you for coming.
Well, I want to welcome everyone. Wow, this has been a powerful call thus far. I want to thank Anthony and Essie. Your testimonies about the power of Trevo and our product are absolutely amazing. And they are so true about our product. It really is a legacy product that once people use it, they never ever want to be without the product. And so many people in Africa that have used the product, because maybe a distributor left our company, they don't know where to get Trevo. And that's part of why our new compensation plan is developed the way that it is. And it's for your benefit of your business. And I'll talk about that a little bit more as we go along. But, you know, our vision for Africa is that we literally dominate the continent of Africa. We're in certain countries right now. But as we build and develop those countries and empower the countries we're in, our long-term vision is that we cover all of Africa with the extraordinary power of Trevo. You know, it is our goal that in Africa, we will be distributing over 1 million products every single month. And that is going to require that each and every one of you are active and you are participating and that you are contributing to the overall success of Trevo. And so all of the, Andrew gave you some incredible wisdom, and it's going to really come together in a lot of what I have written down that I want to share with you about building and developing not only your business, but your lifestyle. Because Trevo is a lifestyle company. It's about empowering your lifestyle to live extraordinary in every area of your life, physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially. It's how you live, what you experience, and what you leave as a legacy of your life. So Trevo Africa is about empowering you to build an extraordinary lifestyle through building an extraordinary Trevo business. You can't attain the lifestyle without the business, because the business creates the income to fund the lifestyle. So you can't get one thing without the other, and you can't get the lifestyle before you get the business. You first have to go through the process of building and developing a business before you can afford the lifestyle that you want. You can sit all day long, every day, every week, every month, every year, dreaming about the way you want to live, the kind of house you want to live in, the kind of car you want to drive, the kind of education you want for your children, the trips that you want to go on abroad, the things that you want to do to help your community. You can think and dream about that all day long, but until you do something that changes your position of where you are in life economically, you cannot do any of it. But the Trevo platform empowers you to create those changes, to open the doors for increase and abundance and more than enough, so that you can truly live what you were created to live. Because every time I talk to you, I'm going to remind you that God created you for greatness, that God created you to make a difference in the world you live in. God created you to live in abundance, not in lack, not in just enough, not an ordinary person, but an extraordinary person. And so I want to talk this morning about extraordinary and thinking about, what does extraordinary even mean? Well, it means very unusual, not the normal. You see, there's a lot of ordinary people in the world, and there's a lot of normal people in the world, and they're simply people that were not willing to do the extraordinary things to achieve extraordinary. They just want to go through life and they let life happen. They make excuses. You can make excuses because the economy is bad, because of the pandemic, because of the exchange rate, because of changes in the company. You can make every excuse you want to make, but the reality is, if it is to be, it is up to you. If you've heard me speak many times, I will tell you every morning, look in the mirror and tell yourself, if it is to be, it is up to me to do the things that need to be done in order to achieve the things that I desire in my life. And so you achieve what is beyond the ordinary and the unusual, the exceptional, the extraordinary. That is what we want for you at Trevo. And so I want to challenge you to begin to think higher, begin to see further, and begin to expect more. Don't settle anything less than extraordinary in your life. So what is required to achieve extraordinary? Well, I want to give you a list of things that are required. One is focus on the outcome. See, most people just focus on surviving today. They focus on the results today, and that's why they never get anywhere. You have to look down the road of where you want to be and begin to focus there. Lift your eyes from where you're at to where you want to be and get your focus there. And stop looking at what's happening today. Start doing things today that will affect that down the road vision that you have for your life. Because extraordinary will not happen today if you're just starting. Extraordinary will not happen tomorrow. It will happen in the future if you follow the process. And so get your vision where you want to be, not where you're at. The second thing is it requires creativity. It requires doing things that ordinary people do, that it's things that they do. You're doing something different. You're creating something new in a creative way to build your life and build your business. So what I mean by that is think about creative ways to attract customers and attract team members into your business. It may be activities that you do, places that you go. Maybe it's you create a really cool t-shirt that you wear that advertises your business. Maybe it's a flyer that you develop. Maybe it's a place that you set up, what we call a pop-up, where you're exposing new people to the Trevo business. You don't have to go up and down the street, as Andrew was talking about, to peddle Trevo. My goodness, Trevo is a Rolls Royce of a product. It doesn't need to be peddled. It just needs to be exposed because people are looking for what you have. They just don't know where to get it. And Anthony, he answered that. He said people are that he met, they wanted Trevo, but they didn't know where to get it. Everybody wants to be healthy. Everybody wants to feel better, but they don't know where to get a product that will deliver that. Because Essie talked about other products that she took that didn't deliver the results, and the process of taking it was not pleasant. Trevo, it tastes delicious, and it is a product that delivers incredible results. But you've got to be creative in finding new ways. The third thing is you've got to have follow through. You have to have follow through. Do what you plan to do, and do it in two ways. These two words are my words. I tell people they're probably going to be put on my tombstone when I die because it is my life words, and that is being persistent and being consistent. You have to be persistent doing the same things that bring results day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out. If you do that, you begin to build something that begins to build momentum, and it begins to stick, and it begins to grow. The only way that you can fail in Trevo is if you are not persistent and consistent. If you stop, you cannot stop and start, stop and start, stop and start, and ever expect to get any traction in your business. because your business isn't consistent. Your business isn't persistent. So your customer, they see you 1 month and then they don't hear from you again for 6 months. There's no consistency. How can you build trust and confidence in your customers and your team members if you're not involved on a persistent, consistent basis? The next thing is something that everyone thinks is a dirty word. They think it is literally a curse word. It should not be said, and it is something that no one wants to talk about. And that's hard work. Work. No one wants to talk about work. That is one of the things about network marketing that I just get so frustrated and humored with. Individuals just wanting to join a company and sit on their asses and have other people do all the work and expect to become a millionaire and never do anything. You have to be an example. You have to be a contributor in your business if you want it to grow and to be a long-term income generating source for your family to live an extraordinary lifestyle. You got to work. You got to get up every day and put forth effort. Why do people want to get out of work? Work in our business should be joyful because we get to go out and share with people a way that they can live healthy, that they can be recognized for their value, that they can create an income source that can change their financial life. That is our work. The next thing is personal growth, growing who you are, filling yourself up with things that empower you to empower others. How you think. Andrew mentioned mindset. Mindset is everything. What you expect is everything. Who you believe you are and what you can achieve is everything in your potential to create extraordinary in your life. So read, watch, listen, expose yourself to new ways of thinking. Andrew mentioned change. Why do people get stale? Why do people become unattractive to others? Why do people literally become ordinary? Because they stop growing. They stop opening their minds to new ways of thinking. Now, most people do not like change. In fact, the majority of people don't like change. I, on the other hand, love change. I get bored with the same old all the time. I want change in my life. You can just look at me and see that I like change. My hair is getting longer. I have a beard growing because I like things to be different. I like to experience new things. And so the next thing is what I just mentioned is a winning mindset, a mindset that does not leave room for failure. A mindset that says, I will achieve extraordinary in Trevo. I will live an extraordinary lifestyle, and you accept absolutely nothing less. Are you going to live extraordinary today? Probably not. But if you do extraordinary things on a consistent, persistent basis, you will one day live an extraordinary life. You're going to work and you're going to work, and sometimes things are not going to work, but you're going to keep working and you're going to keep doing. You're going to keep going out and planting seeds through your work of sharing the product, sharing the opportunity, and building your business, and things will begin to change. So do everything in an extraordinary way so that you can achieve the extraordinary lifestyle. Only the best. You're not settling for anything less than that. I mean, in your lifestyle, I want you to think about this. Think about your family. Think about the home you live in, the cars that you drive, the education your children receive, the clothes that you wear, the travel abroad, the places that you want to go. And then most importantly is the good works, the change that you can bring to your community, to your city, to your state, to your country, to your nation. It is the power of living that fulfilled, extraordinary life, not just in the things that we have in possessions, but the things that we do that leave a legacy of our life having mattered while we live here on this earth. In the business, we have customers. And I know this is kind of a, as Andrew alluded to, this is something people are really, I call it resisting. They are resisting this. It's because it is a major part of our compensation plan. And let me explain it to you in a little bit different way that might help you begin to think about it in a different way in developing your business. Customers are the lifeblood of our business because customers buy the product because they love it. Where team members and life and health coaches, whether you want to admit it or not, sometimes only buy it to qualify for a commission. So you have the opportunity of having a consistency in buying or an inconsistency in buying. So do you want a business that has consistent volume, that produces consistent income, or an inconsistent buying volume where your volume is up and down and your income is up and down? You choose, okay? Here's the other part of that, is the CVP part of this is where customers are logged in to the Trevo system. This helps two things. One is it helps to build a consistent business, but it also allows the customer to be able to have access to the company in buying products through your business and know where to get them. Now, you may think, well, I want to manage my customers. I don't want the company knowing my customers. Well, that's short-sighted thinking. And let me explain why. You may know your customers, but do you know your team members' customers? You probably don't, do you? But if your team members' customers are logged into the company, if they leave, you still have access through your team to be able to keep those customers buying through the company so that your business doesn't go down. Do you see how what that works out to when you build hundreds and hundreds of team members and they're building a customer base? It makes your business solid. And it helps us as we go along, as the business develops. There'll be promotions that will run for retail customers that will cause them to buy larger volumes and to try new products and to be engaged in a greater way that will build your business. Don't just think about your customers, think about your team's customers. Do you see the power of that? So you now, because in the business, we always told you in the past, don't go out looking for sick people, because in looking for team members, you're not looking for sick people, you're looking for people that want to build a business. Does that make sense to you? But when you're looking for customers, it's great to find people that have health challenges that can benefit from the power of Trevo, from the power of RP3, from the power of FP3, from the power of Shield, from the power of Shape, from the power of Youth. Do you get it? People that are looking, they're needing, they're in need, and you have what they need. It's that simple. But if you don't go out to look for people or to ask questions, and doing that through social media, my goodness, what a marketing tool that is so rich in power to help you have a reach that you could never have just going out just physically by yourself. You want to do both for sure. You want to do both for sure. But you've got to go out. You have to do things. You have to create posts. The greatest post you can ever create is testimonies, hearing people's stories, not making health claims, but their experience. I didn't have any energy. Now I have more energy. My appetite, whatever it is. Great testimonies. Videos are the best. You can do them on your phone. You just do a little clip of a 1-minute testimony from someone telling how they love the Trevo product. If I was there and I was building a business, I would have a testimony on video of Anthony and Essie. I would have those videos and I would be letting people see, get customers, get their testimonies, and then broadcast it out. Which when you're out, if you open your ears and you listen, people are going to tell you what they need. You just go out and you hear people saying, you know, I just don't feel good. I don't have any energy. I'm so tired. Wow, that's a door opener. I heard you say you were so tired. You know, I was tired too until I discovered this product that has given me so much energy. Do you get it? It's so simple. Or you hear someone out talking, wow, I'm broke. I can't even afford anything. You know what? I was the same way until I discovered a platform that's allowed me to build my own business that I own. And now I'm able to bring in income that allows my family to live and have the things that we need. Not to go out and say, we're going to become billionaires, we're going to become millions. Yes, you can become that, but you don't go out talking to people about it. You talk about people meeting their needs first. First, you got to get your needs met, and then you go into more than enough. I hope that makes sense to you. And so building those customers, you want additional $500 to $1,000 US of income to your family. Do that first through your personal development of customers. Go out and do that and have that guaranteed income every month. Not worried about whether a team member does anything. Build something that is solid, that you can count on every month. It's just like if you have a job, you work, and you can count on that salary every month. When you build a customer base, that is your business that you can guarantee that income is going to come in. Now, that's not going to make you rich, but it will give you a foundation. Then you build what is the power of our business. Don't ever forget, customers build the foundation. And if you teach that in duplication to your team members, it will explode your business. So how you create that extraordinary business is through duplication. That's where the team members are critical. You cannot do this business by yourself. You cannot become a millionaire. You cannot become a billionaire by yourself. You only do it through leverage and through teamwork. So you teach your team members to do exactly what you're doing. That's duplication. And they're finding other team members to do what they're doing. That's duplication and leverage. That's where life and health coaches come in. So when you bring a team member in, this is what you have to do. This is your responsibility. Your responsibility is to empower them, to equip them, to be an example to them, and to elevate them. You empower them through encouraging them to take responsibility for their own business. You do not treat them like an employee. You do not try to be the big leader that everyone does whatever they say to do. No one wants to work for you. If they wanted to work for you, they would go get a job. They want to own their own business and they want to be independent. So empower them. Second, equip them. That is where you coach them and you teach them the principles of how you go out and talk to people. How do you build your business? What are the things I need to learn about the products? What do I need to learn about the compensation plan? What do I need to learn about the business? What do I need to learn about social media marketing? What do I need to learn about taking care of my team and building a team? That's equipping them. Third example, you do what you tell others to do. You lead by example. You don't tell others to do things that you are not doing. Are you going out and finding new customers every week? Are you going out and looking for new team members every week? Are you teaching your people? Are you supporting the efforts of the company in expanding and building the business? You have to lead by example. And then the last thing is elevate. You elevate people by celebrating them, by recognizing them, by honoring them for their achievements and their successes. Stop looking to the company to do all the work. We are simply just the infrastructure of your business, but it's your business. You recognize people, you celebrate people, you maybe, as Andrew mentioned, have a little funds for your business, capital for your business. Wow, what a thing if you think about maybe buying a little gift for a team member that achieved something great and honoring them. That's being responsible for your business. People want to be acknowledged. Acknowledge people, even if it's a small effort. Do you know what it means to a new person when they get their first customer, or they enroll their first team member? When they do that, you should be literally shouting acknowledgement and praise and celebration of that individual. When you do these things in your business, empower, equip, lead by example, and elevate, your team will grow and it will expand. You see, building an extraordinary life, building extraordinary business is not a sprint. It is a marathon. It is doing and going and being consistent, persistent. That is if you want to build an extraordinary business and you want to build an extraordinary life. That is the reality. And so as I close, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for what you're doing. We are together, not one person by themselves, but we come together as a community, as a business, a company that embodies the Trevo spirit of wanting the world to be better, actually wanting the world to be extraordinary, wanting people to have extraordinary health, wanting people to have an extraordinary life, wanting people to have extraordinary finances so that they can live an extraordinary life and leave a legacy that makes a difference in the world that they live in. So I want to thank you so much. I'm so looking forward to celebrating each and every one of you. One thing I wanted to mention is this week was a busy week here in the United States because we had shipments going to every country. So if your country has been short on product is coming, RP3 is coming, Trevo is coming. I'm happy to announce we had a container leave. We've got so many things, different things, shipments going out everywhere, and it's getting exciting. This is our time to build in an extraordinary way. So thank you so much, and God bless.